Hey, what's up, you guys? DJMama here, and we're here to cover Archetypes. So, if you remember, I made like a weird tier video on trying to rank all the archetypes. I got tired of it very quickly, and I didn't complete it. So, I found more tier lists just ranking random archetypes. So, let's see what we can do with them, shall we? So, we have a list from like 1 to 10, and we're just gonna rate them on this. God. What is this? Oh, it's XYZ, VWXYZ, and then I guess the new support that is not good. I think it's like a 2. It's like really, I think the two good cards are here are like Union Carrier and like the weird enemy controller they have. BA, well, that's pretty good. It's not a 10 out of 10. It might be though. I'm gonna give it a 9, strong 9. Definitely saw a change. One of the archetypes that shifted in Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual Alliance does do that. Stood a decent amount of test of time. Definitely got a few cards banned along the way. Beatrice. It's not BA's fault. Beatrice was banned, but it definitely survived off Beatrice for a long time. This archetype definitely survived a long time. People were talking about Buyu and Mutiny of the Sky bringing this back, but you know that was a little maybe coping. It hasn't stood for 10 years, but I think half the decade is not bad from like 2014, maybe. I don't think they were considering it 2019. Had a strong year, so I'm gonna put it at 8. Endpoint, I think it's an 8. Just strong representation. I'll just give it that. What is this? I look in real. It's Abyss Actor. Strong opening. They kept getting support. The support is good. They kept getting really good support. But did it really mean anything? I'm gonna put it like at least 2 tiers above them. I think that sounds about right. At least it has decent cards in it. Then this one sadly did not. But yeah, that's where I'll put Abyss Actor. Emancipator. Talking about really strong. Definitely got a lot of cards hit. Block Dragon in particular. I think can do pretty well in Genesis if they use their points well, aka 1 Block Dragon, 1 Gallant Granite. I think I'm only putting it slightly below BA. It's just so strong. It's just it's like pretty modern. 2020, this deck just took over. It just became the combo deck of the format, and stayed that way until Pope redid what a combo deck was. So very strong. Just did a lot. Just wasn't splashable in anything. It just had to be its dedicated deck, and it was looking for any and every playable rock. Adagnister. Gonna have to talk to the I Wish with this one. I'm thinking I'm gonna put it at 6. Cyber Slop. There's definitely a better Cyber Slop deck, but its end board is, you know, a boss monster that is very hard to out. If you don't have the kaiju already set, you might have lost it. And if you didn't have the hand traps to stop them, they just kind of just did anything and everything. So yeah, I'll put Adagnister right here. Blackwing. Deck that hasn't really stood the test of time, but keeps getting support. Dabble brought it back for like maybe like 1 or 2 days when people wanted to play Blackwing, and then it fell off again. But during the time of 2009 to 2010 and even later on, definitely saw play. Is definitely seeing a lot of play in newer Edison now with Vayu Turbo, even extended Vayu Turbo, aka like playing all like Dark Grepher, Armageddon Knight, no Raikou, no Hamster. We're just Turbo Dark stuff out. I think with my reasoning for putting it over Adagnister is because it definitely saw more dominance in its time and in its prime. I think its prime is a little higher than Adagnister. Arcana, face cards. Sorry, not Arcana. It's named Arcana, not Joker. It's a face card. It's probably the same vein as here, I believe. Yeah, I'll say that. Yeah. Ah, invoked. Normal Alistair. This card was around for so long. It wasn't the best deck in the room when it was out, but during the time where it was just available to do, you definitely did saw it. Especially in Simo's progression, Alistair was played for so long. You just splashed invoke into anything and just like hand trap nonsense into a deck that like Shadal, Dogmatica. Yeah, I think it never reached the peaks of BA and Adamantipator being like some of the top decks around, but it was very, very consistent, so I gotta give it a 7. Alien, I'll give you its height in Duel Links. That's about it. It was one of the best deck in Duel Links. I think that's all I can say about it. You know, Planet Pollutant Virus, one of those things. They were alright. I could go lower because it's only in one format. It was pretty much a dominant. I'll put it above Abyss Actor though. Oh, no, sorry. They're right there. That's where I put it. Altergeist. Once again, I think another like Alistair thing. It was not the best deck of 2019, but it was around, and you had to be worried about it. You had to worry about Thunder Dragon. Obviously, just top. Thunder Dragon, Orcus, Sky Striker, and Salamangreat. But if you went across to Altergeist, you did not like it. But it was pretty good during that time. I think Malwisp and Pertinator and Meliseek are very good cards in the archetype. Yeah, I just think this is pretty decent for them. Yeah, I'll put it right here. Yeah, I think it was a better high than Adagnister. I can say that, yeah. Amazonis, oh god. I think I'm being a little harsh on this one. Yeah, I think that feels a little bit better. Union, Union carries a really good card. Amazonis, Jesus, I don't know what they wanted this. Even like the new like modern pendulum monsters they gave them, it extended their game plan, but their game plan's like really outdated. VS, it started out very weak, but it not only took out Worlds, it's a Worlds winner, it's a Genesis champion too now, so it's dominating in most it dominated in a lot of formats. It dominated pretty much OCG. It was also a very good deck in Master Duel when it released with all its support with like Xiaolong and Snow Devil. So I think it's stronger than BA though. BA did see a lot, but I think VS sees a little more now in 2020, big 2025. Yeah, this is just a really good year for VS. But now the hits to it, it's probably worse off, but I gotta give it to VS. It definitely showed up in 2025 in a big way with Holly Sue, with that. It really had to wait to bide its time though. But the peak we feel is peak here, and I think even after, yeah, after it lost in TCG, it went to Genesis and said, I own this now, it's mine. And then it got hit again. Sword Soul, okay. Unlike like Alistair and Altergeist. Did I say Azamina for this? I'm so sorry. This is Altergeist. I think Sword Soul goes up here. Saw very much tops. It was competing against Branded, Prank Kid, and some other lists, and Adventurer. So yeah, I think this probably goes above even BA. Saw really high highs. Sadly has not reached the peaks since its time. But during DPE 2022, 2021 maybe, this was a very good deck, but now in like, I think the past 3 years it has sunken down. The new Tenyi stuff didn't help it at all. Probably gonna need new stuff, but if this gets a new wave, it probably would go up even higher if it get to do another peak. If it gets another like VS kind of year, it might be insane. AFD archetype. The AFD archetype's a 5. AFD itself carried it its way. This is just AFD. We're just putting AFD at 5. Banned for a long time because of Goki and like Dark Warrior stuff. For Dark Warrior sins, pre-errata, but now post-errata it's fine. And then the archetype around it is just okay. But, you know, this is just for AFD. AFD gets to put it at least here. Cyber Angel. Oh my god. It's hard. Ben 10's a very good card. I guess I can put it in the Duel Links category. This is like good Duel Links. We do have to talk about, like, you know, the good Duel Links deck. Dakini messed up Duel Links. That they still feel. I think some old Duel Links players feel what Dakini did for them. That's all I'll say. Dark Lord, we don't have the new support as of yet, as of recording. I'm gonna put it there. People were really hyping this up during the time it first released. It was pretty good, but I think it would fall. It was in like one of the decks that was pretty good for like week 1, week 2 of release, and then falls off like DDD during Doom of Dimensions. But it's still pretty good. I'll give it that. And it's probably it's more waiting its time to see for the new Dark Lord support, or the Fin, or more cards that just add for Bin Droplet. Fairy Tail as an archetype is gonna be 2. Why? Because there's 2 decent Fairy Tail cards, aka Snow, which is banned, and the one. Which one is the one that gets the Kaiju? Luna. Lair of Darkness. I'm gonna put it here, just slightly below these guys. I don't know if it made a splash in Duel Links. Not sure. Aqua Actress. But yeah, nothing to say there. This archetype's bad. Because this picture is terrible. I know the card art isn't this bad. But yeah, that's a really, really bad archetype. Picture. Same thing. Argo Stars. I'm gonna put it 2. No splash. Maybe it could do something once we get MX Saber Invoker. Sure. Whatever. Witchcrafter. I'm gonna put it here. I think the cards are good, but I'm just like, there's just so much better things to play during the time. I don't know. Artifact. I'll put it here. Lancia, Sanctum. The cards are just carrying themselves. The archetype itself, not playable. But the cards in the archetype always see play. We banned Mjolnir recently. we banned Scythe a while ago. Sanctum, Dagda, doing nasty stuff with it. These are just like the individual cards are just strong in the archetype, but the archetype itself is unplayable. But, you know, is this also Witchcrafter? No, wait, this is Aura Mage. Whoops. I'll put Aura Mage up here. The cards in Aura Mage are crazy. I just don't think no one's playing it. Witchcrafter. There it is. My bad. Okay. Whoops. And then, what is this one? Is this the new, like, Art Mage thing? What is this? I don't know. I'll put it over here. Is this Art Mage? Because if it's Art Mage, I guess I'll put it here. Say, right there. It's doing well in Genesis. And it's getting more support later on. I don't know. I think it's Art Mage. Y'all let me know in the comments. If this is Art Mage, I'll put it right there. Sky Striker. We get to another Toss archetype. It's almost a 10. This archetype just keeps getting support. I know isn't this like the alt art Rhoda? Yeah, they got an alt art for reinforcement of the army. They got like the manga. They got 2 episodes of Animation Chronicle. Obviously not the highlight of Animation Chronicle. There's only 2 archetypes that's been covered by Animation Chronicle. And they're somehow the 3rd best archetype that's got covered by Animation Chronicle. Yeah. It's almost a 9 because it keeps seeing play. It keeps getting more support. They just love this archetype. And Yeah, more years of Ray, right? Just keep seeing more support. White Aura or White Whale. Put it here. I mean, fish stuff keeps getting like good, like better and better. So yeah, it gets played in goatee. I think white slash goatee lists started doing well in Genesis. So I'll kind of put it right there. Maybe a 5 actually. I'll put it slightly above. Wind up. A deck of peak. Like a really high peak. It can like do a lot. This is like it's a 20 deck in 12 to 13. With especially with Party Boat, but even like the Link Monster too was crazy. But it has not received Party Boat for a significant amount of years, and it is decayed. But this deck can do a lot of things, but we just haven't seen it. And the way I've described it, I think I have to put it at 6, sadly. While it was one of the best decks during the time, I think it's the deck that could still do well, but we just don't have the ways to see it. Yeah, I think in Master Duel you have one Party Boat, and it's not doing a whole lot. So maybe if we get Party Boat in TCG land, there's something we can figure out there, but I don't know. Azamina. Oh gosh. I don't know how to rate Azamina with all the Dia Bellstar stuff, but I'll put it here. It's a very good engine, just like good for getting random cards in hand. It is very hand reliant, but all the cards say search itself. So yeah, very, very strong engine, very, very strong end boards, and great pieces altogether. Is this Ice Barrier? Ice Barrier doing a lot in Genesis. Genesis tier. Genesis tier. It was a deck, I think it's a deck that's kind of below because Lancia, the big synchro guy, can do a lot, but it just hasn't shown it. I'm gonna put it at 6. That should be alright. Suship! I'm gonna put it here. This is kind of mid. The cards can do a lot. They're like Ryzeal before Ryzeal, but they're focused around a vanilla. And it's very unfortunate sometimes. Okay, Boxer. The cheap deck during Dragon Ruler was good. Lead Yoke, my guy. But God, there's no way to save this archetype. They gave it support with like more things to do, like King Dempsey. But after that, you don't really do a lot. My goodness, there's a lot of archetypes. Okay, Crystal Beast. I'm gonna give it a 7. There's a lot of good Crystal Beast cards, aka the Spell and Trap lineup. The Spell and Trap lineup of Crystal Beast makes every other archetype cry. But Crystal Beast players cry because of the monsters are so bad. So I'll give it a 7 because the Spell and Trap lineup is insane. Has it reached the peaks of these guys? No. But if you see the Spell and Trap lineup and you're like, how does this not have the peaks? They have like 2-3 search spells that aren't once per turn. Glad Beast. Another Blackwing kind of thing. Glad Beasts, I think, for their time were an insane game. This is the deck that had to compete against Dad, and they came out on top sometimes against Dad. Later on, didn't see enough play. People are experimenting it with like in 2011, 2012 formats and finding it okay. After that, it's fallen off, gotten some support here and there. Covered Bear, the new test animals, but sadly hasn't meant a whole lot. But during the time, you did have to give its props. It was very good, just has not stood the test of time. Bujin, I'm gonna have a 5. Yeah, that's the best I can give them. Not a whole lot to say. It's just like they have a really good card. Some of the cards are pretty decent, but overall, it doesn't beat out anything. Bystials. That was an archetype, but once again, they're bad. but they keep getting a lot of play. Two of their cards are banned, or not banned, limited. Lubellion keeps popping up in decks. Yeah, I think I have to put Bystials at least a 6 for Archetype. These cards are always going to be strong. And I actually put them at 7. Because unlike these, the Archetype around them is like, you know, non-synergistic, but because of Lubellion, it's like, okay, you know, we just like do Bystial control. I'm like, here he is. Ashen. A 2. Another 2. The only highlight I'll give it is Vados is seeing play as like a hand trap in Genesis. I'm like, hey, that's a field spell. I would like that. Thank you very much. Centurion. Another deck that is capable of doing anything and everything because of, like, there's plays are just not limited. They got Calamity Band, which is great. I love seeing King Calamity Band. Crimson Dragon is their friend. They just do a whole lot. We haven't seen them recently. I think a few years. One will pop up like once every 6 months, and then never be seen again. But yeah, I think that's a very good time. Charmer, Jesus Christ. Currently, it's here because we don't have the new structure deck and the new spell card that adds 4, and then the fusion that is supposed to do something. Currently there. That's all I'll say. The best part is the links, and for the links, I'll put it up there. Phantom Knight. You know what's always good during a new format? Phantom Knight. And they're not wrong, you know. It's an archetype that just like gets to play out the graveyard, but as hand traps have gotten more targeted, people are playing Lancias. Can play Lancia. They're playing the Bystials, which just put a hamper on these guys. They kind of fallen out of favor, but during the time, Rusty Bardish was a house. But now I think we need a little more, some more guys, more Torn Scales, please. Do I know the height of heights? I'll put them 1 higher. That's about right. Gem Knight. I'm gonna put Gem Knight here. They're responsible for a lot of FTKs. Brilliant Fusion was a nasty guy. Yeah, they had to change. During Poe, they got like really weird support, but now in Monster Mayhem, very now competent at either OTKing. So pretty nice OTK deck. So I think they were like, okay, we gotta make sure these cards do not FTK at all, but we can make sure they OTK. So let's just make them OTK and not FTK. All right, that's all. That's our whole goal. I have no idea what this archetype is. If anybody you can tell me in the comments, I don't know. I'm putting it at a 1 because I do not recognize it. Chronomaly here, I guess. Machumek carry this archetype. Lunalight. It's not a 9. They're an 8, but they're a Worlds competitor. We're a Worlds competitor. Gonna put them in 8. Tiger saw a lot of play during the time. Was a decent Dark Splash in like 2018, 2019. Then Tiger got banned. They kind of fell out of favor. They received that card back. They got the Duad support. Saw a lot of tops. See a lot of tops in Genesis and TCG. I'm putting him in an A. Or 8. Sorry. Doing numbers, not letters. Evil Sword. Long live. Oh, there are 4. Because Ophion. And, you know, 4s. D-Trooper, what could have been? You're at the solid of 5, bro. You have every extender, you have every way to do stuff. However, you just don't have the end board for it. Because Stellar has the end board, but doesn't have the main deck guys, enough main deck guys. I think they're gonna get support soon. There's another Hidden Arsenal or something like that coming out with these guys that might do a lot, but we don't have them yet. There are once they get them, they're probably gonna go at least like up here, but for now they're gonna be foot here for now. Malefic. 2. Skull Servant, my boys! There were 3 at best. They have one game plan only. King do damage. And that's it. That's all they got. They got a lot of support with the White Lord, the Moiso White Reanimator. Not a whole lot after that. Oh well. Summon Skull, I'm not really sure. I'm gonna put him around 3. This might be Archfiend or Summon Skull archetype. I think this is also another archetype that's getting more support. There's like a ritual version of them. I don't know. Crusadia, Tempai before Tempai. Here. It's a Link archetype that did big number, hit hard, and then special summon themselves. Crystron. I'll put it up here at an 8. Once again, biding its time. After Hauga Firex came out, I'm like, oh my god, what do the other Crystron cards do? Things that aren't great? Oh well. And then they found out they punted like Sulfador and Inclusion and Tristaros, and then yeah, this deck did a whole lot. It got its main spell card hit, so I'll give it up to Crystron at this point. Oh god, Cubic. Big number. Sidra. God, I love Sidra. Sometimes it just comes in and jump scares you, but it doesn't do a whole lot out of there. I'll put it there for now. Galaxy Eyes. Big number, hit hard, not there. I'll put it. Oh god, what? Big number, hit hard. Rank 8 stuff. 7 Tachyon helped this deck out a lot. Dangers, the engine. They keep seeing play. They're finally at 3. No one's gonna play them anymore. I'll put them at a 7. They meant a lot during the time. People just playing this, they FK'd alongside Dark World. They were just bodies and extenders. The Tsuchinoko and Jackalope were nasty. Nessie being a dark aqua have mattered during tier limit format. Yeah, I'll give it that. DDD. Sorry, my boys. While your cards in the archetype are crazy, you still gotta deal with a lot of stuff. The hand traps have just gotten better. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Fortune Lady, 2. Even though, Duel Links tier. Duel Links tier. Every was a house in Duel Links. Is this Despia? Branded Despia? I'll put it there. Keep seeing support, see decent relevancy as, like the new face of Fusion. Like every 5 years there's a new face of Fusion. So, yeah. We went from like Shadal to Branded, and now the new face of Fusion is Draco Tail. Diabels, I'm putting it with Azamina. Same thing. Right there. Dino once again, here. It's just gonna be the step below the 8s. Dino Mist, a 5. They were fine. They're 5s. Funny. They're 4s and 5s. Their most important, I think, thing was that they can go into Nova and Infinity, which was funny. They have a weird amount of protections, which is funny. They're just solid. I wish they got more support. Pink, Dino Wrestler. The strength of Pink carries the deck to a 4. It's not AFD or the artifacts, but Pink will carry their spot to a 4. Dinomorphia comes in and jump scares sometimes. Another kind of weird jump scare archetype. I'll put them at a 6. They're not going to be a dominating meta threat, but they will just come in and say, how much do you want to deal with Rextrem and my back row? How much? I'm like, oh god. Fiendsmith. Alright. I will give it up to Fiendsmith. Fiendsmith came out and got all its support and will continue to stay relevant. This engine might be the best engine from 2024. It just did everything it needed to, and will stay continuing what it needs to. It technically got buffed. You got Lacrima. We got Lacrima back, baby. It's crazy. These cards got like a lot of cards banned. Beatrice got banned because of the archetype. Moon got banned because of this archetype. Yeah, I'm gonna put it here. It might be the 10 of the 10 of this one, out of this random pile. So, yeah, we're almost done. Doomsy. Where did I put the? You're not there. I'll put you here at 4. You're not Art Mage. If this is Art Mage, I'll put you there. Armed Dragon, same here. This is only being seen play in like Dragon Rulers in Genesis because there's a decent amount of 7s that special themselves. Thunder Dragon, Toss. It's not the height of. I'll put it alongside Alter Guys. Once again, I think after 2019, they fell off kind of because Colossus fell off. Colossus saw a revamp in Ritual Beast during like Snake Eye format, but I think they rather ended on Protoss than Colossus. I don't know. Stardust. There's some strong cards in it, and the end boards are funny, but it's hard to get to the end boards. RDA is actually very good. The Synchro, the Resonator stuff's great. They're getting more support, which is insane. So I think RDA is already pretty good. In Genesis, it's actually doing fairly well for itself, I think. And yeah, I'll just say that. Dragon Maid did well in OCG. Kind of flopped here in the States. I think that's what's keeping it back. It never did well in the States, besides Chamber being splashed in Dragon Link. That's about it. What is that? Who? I have no idea who this is. If you can tell me in the comments, I don't know. If this is Dragoonity, I don't think it's Dragoonity. If it's Dragoonity, I put it like at a 5. Remus and Romulus are hell of cards. Drytron. A deck that can do a lot. Jump scares you. Sadly, I think it's at a 7. Got a lot of cards banned. The Ava's back. No one's playing the Ava variant. It can't do well in Genesis. It's too heavily pointed. I don't think it has hit the heights of these ones so far. I'll put it A for my personal bias. This is mine. You can tell me in the comments where would you put Drytron. I'm putting it in A. Unchained. I think I'm putting it also up here at 8. During that time when I think Agov, this deck was very much not as well played, but it was the scariest deck in the room for sure. It was just interaction after interaction, so I'll give it that. It didn't last that long once Sharvara got limited, but I think these cards are still crazy, especially in sealed. Eldritch. Do I have to give it to these guys? I think Eldritch actually fell off harder than Anticipator. Yeah, just some things don't last as long. I think, yeah, I'll give it. I think Eldritch actually has a little bit more support than Adamantipator, but Adamantipator just has like some generics that they can play better than just pure zombie support. Watt 4. Endymion spell counter stuff 6. Infernity. God, for the time when it was, I think it's been dominant for a long time. It had the synchro variation and the Shining Darkness when it released, and then it got crazier in XC format. I'll give it an 8. Very strong. Had to change a lot of things to make sure things said once per turn. I'll give it that. Spiral. Might be another turn. The tier 0. Yeah, I'll give a Spiral to 10. Dominant for multiple formats. Double Helix is insane. Once it got that, it became one of the most dominant decks of all time. Yeah, let's put it there. Appliancer 3. And Element Saber 2. Alright. It didn't end that well. It wasn't that climactic, but I hope you enjoyed me yapping about all this. Let me know where you would place some archetypes differently. Let me know what that archetype, what this archetype is. I have no idea what it is, and tell me if I got this right on Art Mage. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.